Hey guys, it's Chris here from Peachwood Co. We just wanted to show you our latest project, which is a medium wheelbase all-wheel drive Sprinter. It's got a lot of exciting features in this thing, so let's get into it. So as you jump up into the van here, you'll see we've got kitchen on both sides here. So we've got the sink and tap on the far side and a bit more bench space over here that includes some storage below and a toilet mounted underneath. So we've got a couple of drawers that open up here. So we've got the cutlery drawer up the top here. We've got two more storage drawers underneath there. And at the very bottom here, there's a small kitchen drawer that pulls out from the outside there. Then under this little cupboard here, we've got a pull-out toilet. That can be easily used and accessed. It's got the vent underneath and the 12 volt for the toilet. It's also got a little shelf up here that you can store things like toilet paper, etc. On this side here, we had the sink cupboard mounted here with a little bit of space extra to the side. So we've made some small little drawers that will be used for some pantry storage. So that just makes it a lot easier to be able to access some smaller kitchen items. Here we've got the sink and the cutout here in the bench. So the bench here is some Pebble Swan Staron. So it's a beautiful finish. It really creates a high-end look to the inside of the van and has a real stone-like feel. So we've cut the rest of the Staron Benchtop here for the sink, and then we've made a nice little drop-in so that you can use a bit more bench space there. We've got a 150 litre Thetford fridge. So this is quite a large fridge, but has quite a slim profile. So it's got a big freezer at the top there, which is super handy, especially if you're doing extended travel. Obviously a lot of fridge space, some space for drinks and stuff, and then also a crisper down the bottom. It's also vented at the top, which is handy, which means we don't have to cut vents anywhere else in the other existing panels because the air flows through the top here. And we've also got the NCE microwave above. So this Sprinter van came with the camper van pack, which means it had the swivel seats fitted. So both these chairs here swivel around, which with this layout of van, it actually works really well to be able to mount the table here on the side of the cabinetry. Handy little table to be able to either use for a little bit more bench space for some kitchen prep or be able to sit here and eat a meal. So next to the fridge here, the client wanted to have a surfboard storage. So this cabinet's been built specifically to fit his two surfboards in it. So custom depth, custom height, and fits that perfectly in there. Above the driver's cab here, we've made a parcel shelf that goes in above. So this is really good for storing some window blinds, soft goods, blankets, cushions, etc. That's got a little latch on the back of it. Then up the top here, we've got the screen for the diesel heater. So we've mounted a auto-term 2 kilowatt diesel heater underneath the seat here. So all the extraction and everything happens from underneath the van and comes up through into the diesel heater, blows the heat out from under the seat, but all the temperature can be controlled from up on the screen up the top here. So one of the things we're most excited to show you about this build is the new Nexus range from Arizon. So we were previously using Arizon gear, which included their battery systems, the boards that they made, but they previously used Victron components. This new Nexus range is their own brand of components. So they've got their own DC-DC chargers, their own inverter, and the core unit, which we've used in this build here. So the major benefit to this system is the digital switching function. So you've got the one hub screen here, which shows the same sort of data that you get with your Victron screen. So it shows your solar coming in, your AC loads coming in, AC going out from the inverter, and then whatever other power you're using, shows your percentage and your voltage of the battery. But the major feature is that you can go in and turn all these lights on. So you can turn the lights on and off from here, you can turn your fridge on, the toilet, whatever you want, and then there's also a master switch where you can turn all the lights on and off with just one hit. So the other feature of the Nexus range is that it comes with some smaller screens that can be mounted wherever you like in the van. So what that means is you can have up to 9 screens within the van. So if you've got a bathroom or anything like that, you can have one near the shower, you could have one at the back like we have in this van, and one on the outside of the van near the outdoor kitchen. It makes it super easy so that you could just turn all the lights on from outside the van before you even step up and in, or at the back there you can turn on the water pump and the hot water unit for your outdoor shower. The other major benefit of the digital switching is that you can also download the Arizon app on your iPhone or Android. and you can control all the functions of the system from your phone. So you can get all of the data that you can get on the main hub screen, and you can also do all the digital switching as well. So in the bed area here, we've got the 2 Sirocco wall fans. So we've got one either side there. They can be swiveled around and set to one person at a time. We've also got one reading light per guest as well, so they can be turned on, they can be dimmed down. Neat little feature. Up the top here we have the max fan fitted, so that's a permanent ventilating fan, so even when it's turned off you will still get some ventilation through there. Obviously the max fan can be turned on reverse, or it can also be turned on so it's blowing air in, so even in the winter months it's quite handy to be able to suck the air out of the van while you're sleeping. So at the back here we've got quite a unique bed area because the client wanted to be able to fit his road bike underneath. So we needed an approximate length of around 1580 for the actual bike underneath, which set the width of the bed. So we've actually got quite a wide bed, which is wider than a queen in here. And then we've gone and fitted the extension pods on the side of the van. So you gain 150 millimeters on the driver's side here, and then you gain about 80 millimeters on the passenger side here. You gain a little bit less on this side because the sliding door has to slide over the top of it, which is also why we've got a sliding window on this side so that it doesn't interfere with the sliding door. And on the driver's side here, we've got an awning window. So the benefit of the awning windows is they're all weather windows. So even if it is drizzling, you can have a bit of fresh air coming in with that window open, and you won't get any water inside the van. We've got a custom mattress here that's been provided by Comfort Camping Co. So as you can see, there's some nice little notches here that have been custom cut out of the mattress. So it's a 3-core mattress. So it's got a medium density foam inside it, and then it's also got the memory foam topper on top and a nicely sewn cover that can go on, and it can be zipped off and washed and then put back on again. So we've done this look quite a few times now. So we've got the matte black anti-fingerprint laminate here that's been pressed onto some birch plywood. It gives a really nice high-end finish on this. So it just creates a very luxe feel, and then paired here with the Polonia linings. So what we've done here is we've got a felted board, and then we've got the battens here that have been put on over the top, and then we've got the standard shiplap profile on the walls. This is a really lightweight cladding, so although it looks like Tassie oak and gives quite a heavy sort of look to the van, it is actually a very, very lightweight and quite an efficient way to clad the van because of how light the product is. So it's about a quarter of the weight of Tassie oak linings, so it's a very, very lightweight product, almost similar to something like balsa wood. So as we were talking about before, you can see here we've got the Nexus screen, so I can turn on the garage lights on and off. I can also turn on the hot water unit and the pump. These are completely customizable, so I can actually change this to suit whatever I want at the back here. So you can have 2 switches, 6 switches, you can have every single switch that the whole system has. That's completely up to the end user. We've also got here the ARB compressor outlet. So we've got the compressor mounted here in a little vented box that can be opened up. And we've also got the outdoor shower. So the outdoor shower comes with the shower hose, a little suction cup mount so that can be mounted up on the door here on the other side of the van. You can have a quick shower after you've gone for a beach swim or a surf. In the back here, one of the main considerations the client wanted to use it for was having the ability to be able to store 2 road bikes underneath. So if we unclip those, you can pull these slider trays right out. We've had these CNC machines, so they're super durable, nice and click together, and they're nice and strong on 227 kilo draw runners. So this will have a fork mount here. The client can have the bike stored in here with the front wheel removed, and then put a second bike if he wants to put one in there as well. On this side of the van, like we talked about, we've got the compressor mounted in here, and then at the back here we've got the hot water storage. So that's a 10 litre Duetto 12 volt 240 volt electric water heater. So that can obviously run off the battery system, but also will automatically click over to mains power once you're plugged into shore power. We've got the water pump up there, and then just some further storage in there. We've got a little nook under here, like I showed you, to be able to put the shower hose and all that in there. So on this side of the van, we've got the battery storage in here. So the new regulations are that you have to have the lithium batteries in a vented sealed container. So this can be unscrewed. It's got a sealed gasket on the carcass in there, and then it's also vented through the floor in there. So we've got two 300 amp hour batteries in there. So we've got a total of 600 amp hours of lithium battery. And then as you can see up the back there, we've got all of the electrical equipment stored in that last nook at the back there. So we've got the 3000 watt inverter, which is called the Wave Plus, it's part of the new Nexus range. Then there's the DC-DC unit, and then there's the core unit as well. So on the back here, we've got the well-beat rear wheel carrier. So as you can see, we've got some off-road tyres and rims fitted here. The rear wheel carrier though doubles as a ladder so that you can get up onto the roof rack. We've put on a wedge tail platform rack up the top there, which is a really nice option to put on these vans. The benefit of the wedge tail is that you can custom do them however you want. So you can have as many cutouts as you want in the roof rack. So up the top there, we've got an antenna, and we've also got the max fan. So we've got a cutout that goes around those, but still maximizes how much we can use for roof rack storage up the top. It also integrates with a flush mount for the solar panels up the top there. So what that means is the solar panels are integrated into the roof rack, but they're flush with the top there. So if you were to tie on anything, the solar panels aren't going to get in your way up there. The other benefit to having the spare wheel mounted on the back here is that it frees up the cradle underneath the vehicle. So what that means is you could put an additional water storage tank that fits perfectly into that cradle underneath there. At the moment, the client's decided to leave that for the moment, and we've just gone with a 110 litre Atlas water tank that's mounted underneath the driver's side. He's decided that if he wants more water storage down the track, we can always put that additional tank in underneath there. So here we've got the Fiamma awning mounted up as well, and also we've got 3 steady rock lights on there. They're in an amber anti-bug colour, so they won't attract any bugs at night time. Creates a really nice outdoor living space, especially when you can pull that kitchen out from inside as well. As we talked about before, we've got this small kitchen drawer that pulls out from the outside here. So it's got enough in here that you can put the induction cooktop straight in the drawer there, the little lid that covers, so you can set the induction cooktop up the top here. It's got a little bit of space here on this chopping board, so you can put your utensils or a couple of drinks. And then underneath in the nook there, there's a 240 volt power point so that you can easily plug in anything from the outside here. Thanks so much guys for tuning in today. It's been exciting being able to walk you through this van and the new features that we've got, including the Arizon Nexus range. If you have a van that you'd like to discuss with us, or a project that you'd like to discuss with us, you can jump on our website at peachwoodco.com. You could alternatively just send me an email at chris@peachwoodco.com. All the links are in the description below. Again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.